You may not remember this if you're brand new to the Steady Trader and this YouTube channel and these videos, but one of the main calls that we made late last year in December and coming into January was that 2019 will see the continuation of volatility. 2018 was the return of volatility. That was our theme coming into the year. And now that we're deep into this, I wanted to take a minute to show you a simple pattern that I think is really, really important to learn when it comes to markets that give us buyer exhaustion, and the inverse of it will give us seller exhaustion. This is very simple stuff, but the context of those can really help you make money and not chase stocks higher when they're getting very overbought or sell them into the lows when they're very oversold. And I think particularly in a year like now, or like last year, 2018, that's going to be very helpful, or was helpful last year. So let me show you quickly a very simple pattern. And the pattern is essentially what I call buyer exhaustion. We can come up with all sorts of names, textbook names as it relates to these different candlestick patterns. But here is, for example, the S&P futures contract. And this is a daily chart. And what you'll see is how on this particular day, this happened to have been February 25th, 2019. So this, as I'm recording this just yesterday. And you can see how the market came in and rallied higher all day, but then at some point gave it all up intraday. And if you were to look at this on an intraday basis, I'll show you like the 1 hour chart, you can see all the give back the stock had that day. But let's go back to the daily chart so you can see this a little bit better. And so what this is telling us is that the buyers who had been very strong now for weeks and weeks and weeks are starting to give us exhaustion. Now, we need to have, and this is important for me, we need to have follow-through selling. And as I'm recording this, we're just starting this new day here, so we're nowhere near the end of the day yet, we're just starting it. But I'd like to see some sort of follow-through selling day on this day to confirm that the buyers up here are exhausted. And like I said a minute ago, this actually works both ways. This also works on when markets are very oversold. So let me show you what the market looked like here at the lows of 2018, so last year in December. And it's a little bit of a different formation, but the principle applies. It's the same thing. So if you'll notice here, we had a very sharp drop in the December 24th lows. And then the very next day, the market, on the 26th, when the market opened again, on the 26th of December, the market did try to push below those lows, but then very quickly reversed very sharply, telling us that the maximum point of seller exhaustion had been reached. And we're now at the early point of this, and I think we're seeing the inverse of it happening here, like I said, with buyer exhaustion. Buyers couldn't keep the price up there, and now we may potentially heading at least sideways to possibly lower and retracing some of the rally we've seen. So I think particularly in a year like we've had last year, 2018, and I think it's going to be just as important again this year, where I think the market will actually be very much range bound as opposed to trending. That's important. I'm holding a very special webinar with my friend Josh Martinez today, Tuesday, February 26th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to talk about how you can use a pattern like this and this strategy to generate income from the market. So we can talk about how to 5x your returns in 2019 using this kind of analogy, these kind of patterns, using actually an option strategy for that. So you can actually sign up for that. It's a free webinar, and you can go ahead and sign up for that either in the link down below, or if you're watching this through an email, there's a link in the email. But again, I think these kind of chart patterns that I'm showing here are going to be really important again in 2019, because I think we can have wild swings. We already had a wild swing, you know, so far, and I think we're going to continue to see these kind of wild swings. And so it's going to be important to be able to contextualize when markets are very overbought or oversold. And that's one of the things that we will be looking at, how to generate income from that kind of a strategy in today's webinar. So make sure to join us there. I'll see you soon.